In this video, I will show you how to easily view responses that students have entered in a Google form. However, before I do that, I'd like to show you what a form looks like on the student side or the respondent side. And as you're developing a form, you can do the same thing. If you go under the More menu with the three dots, there is a preview option with the icon of an eye. And if you click on that, it will launch the form in a separate window and give you the opportunity to test out a form. I like to do this so that I can maybe find any errors that I may have in a form that I'm creating. So on mine, it will show you that your email address will be recorded when you submit this form. Not you, switch account. This is because I restricted it to users within my organization, and I also had the setting for collecting email addresses. So in this case, the student doesn't need to enter anything. Then they can go in and answer the questions. So I'm just quickly going to do this. So you can see what a drop-down one looks like. Here's what a checkbox one looks like, and this is a paragraph form. Okay, and then you click submit. It'll give you a confirmation message. Your response has been recorded unless you provide your own customized message. And this one has a link to submit another response. Typically when I'm doing an assessment, I deactivate that option. So that's how you can see what a form looks like. Now, to look at the actual responses, when you're in the form editing mode, as you see on the screen, you will see we've been dealing with questions, but at the top you'll see a tab that has responses, and it will indicate how many responses there are. So we can view our responses through Google Forms. I'm going to click on that, and you can look at it in three different ways. The first is as a summary. And if you do that, it will just take it and kind of turn it into charts and graphs. On this, you'll also see that it shows scores, and it shows the 4 respondents. These are my 2 daughters and my 2 email accounts that I have. And you'll notice the score out of 4, and they're all set to 0. Score released, not released, because that's how I have it set up. If you choose not to make a Google form a quiz, you will not see this section. As I continue to scroll, again, it's just going to show charts and graphs to represent the data. And in this case, this is our paragraph form, so it will take all the responses and display them. You can also click on question. And in this case, this is a new option in Google Forms. In this case, it will go question by question. It'll show 3 responses. You could grade them at this point. Of course, this one I believe has already been graded. Then I can move on, look at the next question. And this is an ungraded response, as we'll see this. So I can go through and I can add and assign a point. If I click the check button, it'll just automatically award the point. And I can continue to go through the rest of the form. The third way to look at responses within Google Forms is to click the individual tab, and in this case it will display the student's email address at the top and then show each question, so just as if you were grading on a piece of paper. But at this point you can manually grade as well. The other thing it will do is it will also show when that was submitted. That is listed at the bottom of the screen, when that student submitted the Google form. So this is how we do this within Google Forms. However, sometimes it might be advantageous to look at it in a spreadsheet format. Spreadsheets in Google Apps are called Google Sheets. So if you take a look on the screen, you will see a spreadsheet. This is the Google Sheets icon right here in the upper right corner. If I click on that, it will take all of these responses and build a spreadsheet instead. So we can choose create a new spreadsheet. I'm just going to click create. And you'll notice what it does is it will launch in a new tab. The first column is a timestamp, which will record when the form was submitted by a user. Second column will indicate the email address. Because I have activated Google Form, this Google Form is a quiz, it will show the score. And then it'll show all the responses. So it's just a nice way to be able to see all of the form input from students. And that is how we do that with Google Forms and Google Sheets.